All right, I think we should get started. We have enough people here, and it's already 2 p.m. Thank you all for joining in for today's session. The topic for today is uLaw Analytics and Insights. I'd like to mention at the very beginning that today's webinar is not accredited for any CPD credits, but however, it's a very useful topic, and I'm sure that you all are going to benefit probably by knowing more about uLaw Analytics and how do you navigate into the program to fetch the data or documents or reports that will be helpful for you to probably make some decisions for your firm or your business based on this. So like every other webinar, we have an agenda set here today. We're going to look into more details about how you could efficiently manage your business or your practice by using uLaw as a platform to review your reports and the data that is probably entered by you or consumed by the program, and how it converts the data into a report for your review. We all have been using various reports on a regular basis. I'm sure you all use reports like that's more important towards your compliance aspect of it. Could be for conflict checks, could be for client ID verification, could be a simple accounting ledger or a profit and loss report, etc. But maybe a little bit more in detail into your business reporting that gives you a different perspective of tools that we have, and that also lets you to continue entering data, store data, and how uLaw processes that data to represent into the report that we're going to be talking about today is more of analytical perspective that would encourage you to take certain decisions for betterment of your business, of your legal business. These data could probably represent the true and fair picture if your data entered are more accurate, and it could be pulled out in the format of traditional CSV or PDF, and mostly you do see them under the compliance aspect, but a little different perspective of having to pull up these reports like P&L, which is of course not a compliance part of it. This is only for your internal review and enhances your business growth so that you know where the expenditure and income or revenue is probably taking place, and you will also get more light in terms of whether a specific area of practice is generating more revenue for you, or the expenditures are higher on the aspect of your office expenses or your disbursements, which are fees paid to clients, etc. So these literally break down your the categories and provides you an analytical overview of data that will be helpful for you in your upcoming period of time where you're able to make decisions based on these reports. So what we're going to talk more detailed today is what we have here in the agenda. We're going to see how these analytical reports or insights is going to bring a whole different perspective to your business. and also how you're able to analyze the unknown, like in terms of whether they are hidden, those reports, like maybe work in progress. There are some matters or files where you have probably recorded dockets but not invoiced your client, or the work is not completed, things like that, where you are able to pull up a report to understand whether your work in progress for each of those files respectively. So until you pulled up that report, that data was probably unknown to you, and that probably when you started to looking at the report, it gives you a whole different perspective or knowledge about what is pending at your end. And also helps you analyze the accounting data more with a sense of, details that gives you idea or knowledge of what is happening in your firm. To get better insight into your legal business, definitely. And also, these tools that are available in the program are technically evolving on a day-to-day basis. And how against the traditional method of you having to probably look at a PDF or an Excel spreadsheet to having to have these reports or generating these reports on your mobile app or on your cloud-based browser, it makes a lot of difference. It's definitely faster, easier to use, more quick, gives you a nice snapshot of what is your analytics for your business as on today, whether it's a profit or a loss, which area of practice of yours has generated the highest revenue, and things like that. So we're going to probably see a couple of aspects where, as a sole practitioner having a small size firm, how you're able to generate these reports and understand the practice at the back end, and ensuring that you're able to improvise on your margins or improvise on your expenditures, make a little bit of changes there if in case you find your office expense being high due to your rental expenditure. Trying and seeing how to cut down on that would automatically contribute to profit for your business. So there are certain aspects that would definitely help you make decisions based on these analytics. And this is definitely one such matter where you're able to create the analytical report, and it helps you to improve your future. So uLaw gives you the data and the knowledge to feel like a big firm when you're able to generate these reports on timely manner to ensure that you are keeping a track of these data to enhance your business and enhance the practice that helps you to gain more power and also at the same time be more successful. And on the other side, uLaw being the cloud-based program that we all know is evolving on a day-to-day basis. Like I already said, it's evolving faster than we all thought. And in today's powerful tech-based world, these analytics definitely help you understand where you are in practice to see what has been the corrective actions that is probably needed at this point in time, in case, for example, uLaw provides you reports like aging analysis, invoices pending reports, trust transfers that are probably, not moved in a long time are seen in that report. So you don't have to try to remember for a client if you have forgotten probably to transfer at the same time and you decide to do probably a day or two later. You don't have to literally keep that in your mind. Whereas just go into uLaw, go into accounts, pull up an invoice balance or an invoice pending report, that would help you to understand which are the invoices raised, which has pending money sitting in trust that you can transfer at this point in time. I only recommend you all to take a look at each of these reports and understand how they are being processed and have these information addressed and the necessary actions to be taken. I'd like to quickly reiterate the point that today's webinar is not accredited to any CPD credits. However, the topic that we are discussing today is uLaw Insights and Analytics, or uLaw Analytics and Insights. I'm sure that you all have been using uLaw for a while, but probably overlooked certain reports that is not part of your compliance, but definitely makes a whole lot of sense having them generated on a pretty regular intervals. I would say like maybe once a week or twice a month, at least to understand where you stand in terms of your legal practice, legal business, for your income, expense, P&L, could be for billed hours, unbilled hours, understanding for each category of your practice, could be real estate, could be family law, could be, if you're a paralegal, you might have several areas of practice, POA, HTA, you have small claims, landlord, tenant board. There's several areas of practices that one might practice. So they are very nicely categorized under each matter as to which area of practice they go under. And the reason behind doing that is when you open a matter is to pull up an analytical report end of the month to see what or which area of practice has generated the most highest revenue and which area is doing good or bad, just to get some insight knowledge on how you are doing in terms of the area of practices that you have or you handle rather. But besides that, I think for a business, we all don't know much what is available as to when compared to rather for a law society compliance reporting. I feel with the rush or the need of the hour has been probably all these years focused so much on having you look into the compliance, which is definitely still number one. But we also need to look beyond compliance, I feel, because having a program like uLaw is like, you're having a wholesome legal practice management program where that not only looks into your law society compliance, but it also looks beyond that. It looks at what is your position in your business today, whether you're doing profit, loss, whether, that financial health, as well as having the performance reviewed is, I think, very important. If you're doing compliance every month, I think you should also do an analytical review every month. And uLaw has made it very easy for you in the manner of how quick, how easy, how representational the data could be in a tabular format, in a pie diagram, in a bar graph. You also have a question and answer format in analytical column. It tells you where, which month you have made a profit and what has been the reason for the dip in your profit, whether it's an expense that has increased this month and things like that. So I think we all should get into this habit, or make it a habit rather, to provide importance to analytics and insights, even though it's not part of your compliance, but it definitely enhances or helps you to enhance your business, your legal business, and definitely gives you a holistic manner to provide a new perspective to your own practice. That being said, it's definitely a game changer that these reports or these business intelligence reports provide so much power to your office, makes you feel like you're on top of the information even before your assistant could pull up a profit and loss report and email you. You could just log into the mobile app and see whether just have to go into analytics section and see whether we have made or you have made a profit or loss this time. You don't have to literally wait for anyone to send you any information, but it would definitely be nice to have everything in your fingertips then and there. And it's also recommended that you use your mobile app for such purposes, because it's better view of your business whenever you want. It's not just that when you have a laptop with you or when you have your system with you, but it's just enough if you carry your mobile and you have uLaw app in it. You all know that uLaw has mobile app for both Android and Apple. So you just have to go into the respective app store and download the mobile app and, probably log in there to have all the details handy with you. It answers all your questions related to your business health, financial health, whether you are having to take any better decisions in regards to the performance, so on and so forth. The experience that you're going to be getting from having an analytic or insight performed or, probably noted down every single time is definitely going to help you compare your progress from time to time. You're able to do your profit and loss report for the previous year versus this year, likewise for your other reports as well, to analyze where you have definitely made a big change or where it still needs your attention to make some changes. I don't want to bore you too much about what you need to do, but at the same time, I also would like to show you certain reports, examples of certain reports, what is available in the uLaw program to make your life seem much simpler as to, against just letting you know that you will have to take some action. So uLaw Analytics definitely has a broad perspective and in-depth knowledge is provided to you with certain reports that you see here as part of my presentation. There are reports available at contact level There are reports available at matter level, and there are reports available accounting level, because these are the three major components of the program, where you add clients, you open their files as matters, and you also have their accounting done. So the reports link with these three components, and you are given an insight around each of these contact level, matter level, and accounting from both business and financial aspect of it. There could be these reports available throughout the year, but you can definitely make sure to address a specific period for which you are looking to create this report. By doing so, you're able to arrive at calculations that would give you the exact details or numbers to make certain decisions. Plus, as a sole practitioner, if you are one, quick information is available for you, because as a sole practitioner, you're involved doing several roles yourself, and we all wear a cap or a hat of being an accountant, being a receptionist, being somebody who who does client intake, takes client meetings, and does their actual legal work. So all being said and done, pulling up an uLaw analytical report shouldn't be that stressful or time consuming for you. So as a sole practitioner, I'm sure you will be benefited, or if you're a small firm or a mid-sized firm with very few people handling the tasks, it should be very simple for you to generate these reports that you're seeing in front of your screen within less than a minute. So have, if you want to take a look at the revenue, the expense, the fees you have charged for your clients, matter-wise, client-wise, and if there are any unbilled hours in a matter, whether you have added dockets but missed or avoided or put on hold to bill the clients, you can probably generate the unbilled hours from the matter to do the same. And also other things like whether you have a fee booked by category, expense booked by category, which is nothing but area of practice wise, and also other pro bono, and if there are any pro bono by clients, you're able to probably make reports for them as well. Mostly all the reports that you see here are available in the accounting section, or there are a few that's available again in the contacts and matter too. Like, for example, work in progress matters is something that's available under quick view. I know I didn't talk yet about it. I'm definitely going to walk you through about quick view when I jump into the program in another couple of minutes. But quick view is definitely one such tab or section that gives you very useful analytical information. I'm sure with uLawPractice's matter analytics, you will feel more big, like I already said. You'll see the power of having information in your fingertips and you're on top of everything, which will help you make decisions, more wise decisions, and help you compare your past performance with your current and help you take future decisions. So by reporting standpoint, you're able to access the data very easily wherever you are, whenever you need, and whatever you require. And all that you have to do is reach out to your platform or reach out to our platform into your login user and fetch the data that you need at any standpoint of time. I'd like to pause a quick moment before I jump into the program to show you all how to sign up for a free trial if you are not a uLaw user I request you all to give it a try on our website, uLaw.io. There's a 30-day free trial sign up that's available. I request you all to register for the 30-day trial if you're not a uLaw user. And if you're a uLaw user, but you have some friends who are interested, please refer your friend, and we'll be happy to guide them through the same process that we are doing with you. And I also would like to mention that today's webinar is not accredited for any CPD credits. It is just to ensure that you are using program more wisely in terms of analytics and insights. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to quickly showcase you how to better utilize the program using the web-based application. I'm right now on the page that's called Dashboard. Dashboard is definitely very important. We all tend to log into the program, and then Dashboard is the first landing page that you see in front of you, but still I'm not sure how many of you use that or use the details provided under that for your review. But yes, there are contact cards here, there are QR codes here. You could definitely use the QR codes to send your clients the QR code to fill in the client's intake forms, and then take a look at the matter analytics by simply going into the client card or matter analytic information available in here. This is called the matter analytics under recently modified matter, and this is called the client or contact card that you're seeing, which gives you an overall analytics or view of what is the status of the billing for the specific client, any funds that's common, any funds that's probably transferred. Maybe I should take a better example to show you the status, but right now all my files are having invoices pending, so you'd probably have to go into a matter to see that. But if you are having any, for example, this one, thankfully I got hold of one thing that has funds in it. So yes, so if you take Gary Parker for an example, you can very much from the dashboard, when you imagine when you're logging in, you're landing into this page, you then have to go to Quick View or Matters, look for Gary Parker, and go through each and every tab to see what he or she has paid you, and then you have to make your own understanding or assumptions. I rather would suggest you to take a look at these tiny details that's available on the dashboard and on the client card that gives you that, hey, this is what is totally invoiced to the client, and it has been paid. There's no invoice balance or pending outstanding from the client, which is good. And you have about $500 in the trust, which has already been withdrawn. So there's no balance in trust as well. So there's no pending trust transfer. There's no balance owed. The status is very, very clear. And you can also click on the status to see the matter analytics, like you had a deposit in trust, which has been withdrawn. Then you had an invoice raised, which has also been paid, which means the additional amount has gone through your general account. So that is the level of breakthrough or understanding that needs to be processed here, I think. Rather than going into a matter and then going into and finding Gary Parker, and then imagine you're going into tab-wise to understand, okay, what did I receive in trust? What did I invoice the client? Go into general. Or you can simply click on matter analytics here as well. But instead of coming in and looking for it, you have of the details right at the dashboard level. So make the best use of what is available readily for you. And then if you need further information for drill down, of the details. You can always go into a matter and drill down to the specifics of what invoice amount was it, what was the invoice number, and what is the breakup, whether it has a legal fee, whether it has a disbursement, and things like that. But understand, so just want to quickly recap saying that, yes, to start with, dashboard definitely has its own essence of details that's definitely going to be helpful for your future, for your analytical point of view. So please do use the window as much as possible to grab details on the go. The next one is contacts. We spoke about 3 important components that is going to be more, it's going to make your business more big, seem big, and also going to enable you to understand where you stand in terms of your business perspective. So the major components that we're going to talk here is definitely contacts, quick view, matter, accounts, and analytics. So there are 5 of these tabs that I want to showcase you. Where are the the reports or the documents, important ones that you can generate that is definitely helpful for your business. To start with, in contacts, when you go into the document generation, you have complaints and you have everything that you need for a complaints aspect of it. We all know we do this more often because of the complaints involved here. But besides that, we also have other documents that you can take a look at. Like, for example, you have a client fee book, and then you have a source of contact. Of course, source of contact is part of it, but client fee book is something that I really like, and I recommend you all to take a look. You don't even have to literally download, but you also have the uLaw inside here. There's no trust transfer pending, and then you can keep going on. There's probably a slide button. Does the client owe you anything? No, nothing. And then if there's anything here, client fee book, we are probably seeing the wrong one, but let me go into a client to show you any of these. Let's take Adrian Mike, and let me show you the client fee book here. So the uLaw Insight very clearly shows you, yes, there's an invoice pending, probably some dockets added in there, but the invoice has not been raised. Contacts, document generation, client fee book, and uLaw Insight under that. You're able to very clearly see, yes, there's an invoice pending. So far, the client has paid $1,364.50, and then it keeps going on to the next one. And total invoice balance is $500. The client still owes a balance of $500. And total trust funds received is $500. So the pending trust transfer is probably there. So total trust funds paid is $0. So there's nothing paid from trust yet. And the trust balance is $500 that's still sitting in trust. So within a matter of 1 minute or less than 2 minutes maybe that I took to explain, you have all the details about this matter in front of you, right? So that definitely is very impressive, very helpful, and highly knowledgeable to have information under less than a minute about this client. So now if you go into the matter, you do see that the invoice is pending. So you go and see what are the dockets. There are certain dockets that's not being billed, or maybe there's a disbursement that's not being billed. So you can click on invoice. You can always review it, and then you can complete the invoice and take it from there. So these are certain things that is going to definitely speeden up your practice or speeden up your business, and in turn going to be more efficient. Now the next one that we were talking about is Quick View. And Quick View is definitely going to be probably one such tab that is going to give you an overall view of what are the files that's available within the program. of course, within your account, right? And it also gives you a faster view of matter. Like, for example, you want to take a look at what happened in Carmel's matter. You're just going to click on it. You're going to have matter analytics come up here again. You see what is there in trust, what was deposited, what was withdrawn, what was invoiced, what was paid, right? So far, everything is good, and there's nothing owed by the client. So which means there's something more than what came into trust has also been paid into general, maybe around $265 that was not in your trust was paid into the general. So you can simply go into the matter and verify that whether there was a $265 client payment and which was right here for you. So that is the level of matter analytics that is provided by QuickView. Very fast and also compact for you to take a look at all matters in one page. And you can also swap between, I want to see my closed matters, I want to see what is archived, or I want to see all my matters or only the active matters. So you have 4 different tabs that you can probably, take a look at in specific. And then the other important thing about QuickView is to generate a work in progress report. Not everywhere else you can find this work in progress report. We have, in fact, bifurcated or drilled down the information into 2 specific tabs that gives you work in progress for your billing, work in progress for your disbursement, both. So you just have to click on work in progress, and let's say I want to see my work in progress for this month, July, and the document dated today, show only, or you could do the insight also, whichever works best. So if I'm only going to show, it's going to very clearly tell me these are the clients for whom I have so much of unbilled hours. So it's about 2.90 of unbilled hours, almost 3 hours that I have not billed. So I can simply click on each of these, right? For example, for Leslieville, I wanna quickly invoice for this 1 hour 50 minutes. I just have to simply click on the invoice. Do you see here? There's a tiny button. So you can, of course, do the preview first. Once you do the preview, you will be able to see the file. And once you see the file, or rather the invoice, it very clearly shows you the 1 hour 30 minutes, right? So the 1.5 hours that you saw outside is over here ready to be invoiced, and you just have to go in there, simply click on invoice and complete the invoice and download it. It's as simple as that. Instead of you having to remember who are these clients for whom I have not raised an invoice, or who are these clients for whom I have not, left some dockets that's unbilled, right? So instead of having to remember, try and utilize these tiny features that's available here or that's hidden here, and I think you will have the best of time saving your time, being on top of information again, and having everything out of your way. That gives you a whole lot different feeling of being on top of everything, right? So that being said, I just want to quickly refresh the screen to show you now whether the work in progress is actually showing the report for Leslieville right now, because I have completed the invoice. So this was the preview. The preview has the preview watermark on it, right, for the 1.5 hours, which is 1 hour 30 minutes. And I have also completed the invoice, so it has a nice invoice number and all the details for the same amount of time. I've not modified my invoice. But now I go into QuickView and I go into document generation and work in progress for the same month range, everything. I'm going to do show only. And now you will not be seeing Leslieville on the top. It starts with Akon Christopher. So that is what we are going to probably, see at your end. And we could probably see more into the detailed analytics. Give me one moment. I have to pause here. Okay. And the next one that we want to talk about is matters. Very simple. We all have used the complaints under matters. and the other document generation that's available here. This is probably one of the tabs that we use frequently, or you use frequently, to generate information and reports. And, I don't have to talk too much in detail here, but I also would recommend you to check the other reports that's available, like timesheets and other statements, which provides you settlement statements. If your client would like to know a little bit more about, your settlement and accounts, you could do that. And, you could also probably use these notifications that I just probably stopped while we were discussing some matter, because it was, yes, here it is. So the matter analytics shows you very clearly, this is the total amount of client outstanding as per your invoice balance, and it is pending. So I do know that it's a little disturbing or bothering you when you're working on something, but make sure to turn it off and then turn it on again, so that, it allows you to constantly, unknowingly, you keep getting information about your analytics, right? So very important to have these bell icons. We have introduced this very recently now. Keeps providing you a whole lot of information about your revenue, about your expenses, all part of your analytics, right? So instead of going into the details, I'm just want to give you an idea about leaving it on to explore it more by yourself. And if you find it disturbing, you can always turn it off and turn it on again. Yes, so that is part of the matter analytics. I definitely encourage you all to check the other statements from here or from the statements tab here as well. So besides that, coming to one of the most important accounts. Yes, again, as much as we use matters, we all use accounts, and accounts has, again, complaints tab here, which we never fail to download or check. But besides this, we also have document generation here, which provides you other reports as to what has been your revenue or your expense, your profit and loss. Could be your aging analysis of what is pending, outstanding from your clients. And there are many other reports, like what has been your pro bono billing for this year, and are there any invoices balance pending? Like, for example, this is one thing. So remember, all these reports in uLaw has uLaw inside, which means that you don't have to analyze too much about it, but we do the analysis and give you like what we have to tell about the specific report as on the day. So I only request you all to probably try and utilize these features. It's loading analytics, just showing you that it's going to pull up some details. And I'm going to show you how the invoice balance or outstanding and the pending trust transfers are going to look at this report, and you'll have more such details. So try and navigate into this page and don't just stop at complaints part of it. That's my humble request. I encourage all of you to definitely look at the invoice balances. There are some invoices that's been pending as high as 200 days. You've probably had a client that owes you this much amount, and the highest amount is also probably, showing you all the details that you need. And you can also click on details to see the question answer format of it. Okay, so I request all of you to probably pay attention a little bit to the analytical details that we at uLaw are processing at the back end to provide you with, the bite-sized information readily available for you to take a look at it and understand how many pending trust transfers you have for almost 25 clients for the amount of so much, and also how many, probably the outstanding balances that you have available. Now, going into one of the most, important part of today's topic. I know I'm probably left out with only 15 minutes, but this is definitely one of the most major part of today's topic, which is Analytics tab that we have in uLaw by itself, which generates information about various, tabs or, areas or avenues that you see here under the specific tab. Could be revenue, expense, profit and loss, unbilled hours, work in progress. You just have to choose one thing or a few things, right? Because we have about six tabs or widgets that you can, choose information for, and you can very well make the best use of what's available, and you can choose the, specific time period. I'm going to choose monthly for all. That allows me, and click on go, so you're able to see that you have information from various avenues that you have selected. That includes revenue for this month, expense for this month, fee book for, that shows you fees generated or earned for the respective categories of area of practice that you have or you maintain. And also it gives you, the most important part is different views of it. If you'd like to see the table, it gives you a table. If you'd like to see a bar, you can see a bar diagram here, or a pie chart here. So it gives you more idea on how, this is definitely represented with, you're left with the percentage, also colored, more, easy for you to consume the data. So if you have not been doing this, there's one thing I definitely will help you is looking at this analytics portion and see what is probably seen on your fee book and other things. Yes, but before I probably had to talk about that, I probably had to show you how those widgets are designed under settings. You have dashboard, and you can tell uLaw whether you want 6 items. I've kept 6 items, whether you want 5 items or 4 items. How many other analytical items that you would like to see, you could quickly design that and save it so that uLaw will provide you information based on it. And we also have, most important of all, analytical email that is being sent every Monday to your email that you've registered with uLaw. And this email contains information as to whether your outstanding or your pending invoices. It also talks about some invoice reminders that has to be sent out. So basically, it is a matter analytics, accounting analytics, overall insights that's provided to you in a nutshell. I think we pick a topic each week on Monday and send you an email. So if you have not subscribed, or if you have unsubscribed, I request you not to do so, because these are very helpful, and we try and process that information and give it in a very presentable manner so that you are definitely benefited out of that email that goes out. And it's definitely going to make a big difference because if you're not looking at certain clients, or if you've forgotten to email or remind certain clients, this analytical email that you are getting from uLaw is definitely going to be a reminder to you to go and probably verify all the invoices that's pending, and you can send it out to your client today without fail. So the idea behind the analytics sent by email, and also the mobile app, I recommend you all to log into the mobile app and take a look at it. Unfortunately, I do not have it on the phone here. Maybe the next time I'll probably have it showcased, and you all can take a look at it. But I definitely encourage you all to use the mobile app and the analytics or the reports that's available, so that you don't have to log into your browser each time, or you don't have to, typically sit in front of your system to review your reports or analytics, right? You just have to log into the phone app, and you pretty much have all the information for you in fingertips, right from what is the profit and loss and etc. So I think we have pretty much covered all of these documents that I wanted to talk to you about today. And I want you all to keep in mind that the reports that I was showing you may be from the accounts or from the matters or from the analytics. All of these have insights. Like, for example, let's take even profit and loss, a simple report from, the accounts document generation and profit and loss to see whether for this year so far you've made a profit or a loss. It very clearly processes uLaw Insight, which gives processed information to you, which is not raw data. Of course, we have processed the information, and you are able to see what has been the operating mode this year. Has been so much so profit from Jan to July, and then has been what has been the net income, and you can get into the details of it. Are we operating in profit? If it's profit, and what is the profit, and what is the period for which we've made the profit, and what is the total profit? Of course, the net income after reducing your operating and non-operating expenses, and what has been the total expenditure, so on and so forth. So definitely these insights are very precise and very they're compact, they're bite-sized, so they're definitely not going to be time-consuming for you. And I definitely encourage you all to make the best use of the analytics as well as the reports that's available for you in all of these tabs that we have seen, right from the dashboard to contacts to work in progress under quick view, and to in the document generation under matters with the analytical reports that's available for you. Definitely my favorite are these timesheets and statements that's available here, but you have many other reports. It's not just confined to compliance. Think beyond compliance, do beyond compliance. I think you should practice in a way that is going to enhance your business and your practice in a whole big level than just looking at compliance aspect of it. Okay, so probably if you have any questions, I'm keeping you updated here that I'm available on the chat window. I'm available to take any questions. We have almost come to end of it. I'd like to thank you all for attending the session today with us, and please do utilize the resources that's available in the platform, and make the best use of every single tab that's available. Most importantly, the Analytical tab that provides you the information in all different formats that you like to see it in. The pie diagram, the tabular format, there's a bar diagram, whichever that is more convenient for you to look at on your phone app, on your web browser. It could be when you're waiting for a client, but you're just quickly wanting to look at some details about the client, simply go into dashboard, go into the client's contact card and see what is the details that they're currently, it's posted there, like what are the funds you've received and things like that. We already saw this at the beginning. I don't want to go over it again and bore you, but do remember that all these tabs have very useful information and make the best use of it. Thank you, and I'm probably going to take a quick look at what is available here. I do have my support team entered few details here, and I request you all to go through the tab for your reference. The chat tab has further details. And please do take a look at it. And if you have any questions, I request you to email us any specific questions. We'll be happy to take it. Kindly use the bell button or the notification button at the bottom. Make sure that if it's hindering you at the time of work, you can turn it off by simply clicking on it, and then it turns off, it becomes red. But do make sure that you are using the bell button at the bottom. It gives you a whole lot of analytical reports, insights, and helps you focus on insights that you have probably missed at the time of generating a report. And you can also look at various other divisions or tabs or sections that has accounts, document generation under accounts, everything available for you in a single column that is providing you information about profit or loss, like I already showed you with the insights, uLaw insights. And most importantly, under matter, we've already seen that there's question mark that's available with all the matter analytics that we went through. So kindly ensure to do that. And, I feel that when we all are rushing into the, the business mode, we probably postpone or delay or fail to look at these minute details that makes a big impact on your business. And analytics is one such thing that will definitely help you grow into better, practice. And please do ensure to utilize that. Lastly, I'd like to end the session. We have 1 minute. I'd like to end it saying that we have posted some important links on our chat window, which has a small announcement for our payment collection partner. LawPay is currently giving $150 account credit if you begin an account with them anytime before October this year. It definitely helps process payments much faster. So do try, and they do have trial period. Try it out, and if you're happy, I think this is today's feature evolved with all great facilities. I think you should check it out. And we have other links, other useful links posted there. Do follow us on our Instagram and Twitter for more updates from uLaw, and of course YouTube channel for the webinar recordings and other question and answers, frequently asked question and answer videos, about 500 videos available there for you. Do check it out, and some other links that talks about our EDU program and refer a friend. Do check it out, and our email address to reach out for any help and assistance is support@superfluidsoftware.com. I thank you all for joining the session with us today. Hope to see you all next Friday. And the topic for next Friday is Disbursements Demystified. It's a CPD session. I request you all to make the best use of this program and the CPD credits that we are providing with our 1-hour webinar next Friday at 2 p.m., July the 29th. Thank you, and talk to you all soon.